Very still, very quiet. We might see something happen.
Can we go back here?
Photography is allowed, but no flashbangs.
Civitatum remi, the city banker. In the last year, this species has migrated east from the leafy suburbs of Clapham, Hampstead and St John's Wood in search of lower housing prices in East London. Following the natural phenomenon of the 2012 Olympics, these creatures have been pushed out of their natural habitat and onto the Hackney Marshes, on their way further east to Leytonstone and Stratford, where a promise of a brighter future awaits in the new Westfield Centre, a source of much-needed nourishment and grooming space. Our genetic cousins, much like the noble baboons or playful chimps, Civitatum remi, the end of a long evolutionary chain, are in fact the genetic blueprint from which we are all based, and the species of the future. Here they are now, having found a habitat where they can play freely in the long grass. Timid creatures in the daytime, without the bravado they invest from alcoholic beverages and scampi fries, they appear nervous and distrustful when first observed, finding it difficult to engage in eye contact, particularly when migrating from habitat to habitat. A useful camouflage technique when assessing the danger of an aggressor or potential mate, they have learned to make very good use of their peripheries. In every pack of Civitatum remi, complex social relationships exist. In their former habitat, these creatures would feed regularly on lunches from branded eateries. Now, in this environment, they are forced to forage for scraps and leftovers from other human species. So hardwired are they to eating from these sources, the pack will struggle to consider alternative sources of nourishment. They have an innate distrust of anything outside their own field of experience. If you ever have any food upon your persons with a visible brand label, we advise that you keep this hidden, as this type of nourishment is one of the few things which can evoke a violent reaction from the pack. Perhaps the most fascinating yet incomprehensible trait of this species is their relationship with money. Owning these tokens sit at the top of any Civitatum remi's list of priorities. It not only dominates their relationship with food and grooming, but it also greatly affects their status within the pack. This material has no value in this new environment, aside from a joyous source of spirituality, and the pack still treat it in the highest regard. In the early days of their settlement here, it was observed by one of the rangers that the pack would attempt to give these tokens to the indigenous wildlife, such as squirrels and magpies, in exchange for O2 minutes. The recreation of the species is centered mainly around the vast consumption of man-made alcoholic beverages, which dramatically alters the behavior of the pack and propels them almost nightly into a series of bizarre rituals. Without the availability of alcohol, here the pack half-heartedly simulate these rituals. In this wilderness, there is of course a lack of electrical power from which they would charge their mobile devices, laptops and all other devices. This has caused great confusion within the pack. Their dogged spirit unhampered though, they still persevere to find a source of electricity. It is of course interesting to note that in their current environment, they do not have available to them all the migratory and habitat tools and materials the species had in their former environment. But it is important to realize that once their former habitat looked much like the field you see before you. This cunning species of human will endeavor to recreate their former habitat here. They will try to find ways to build habitats reaching towards the sky, enormous structures to hold hundreds of Civitatum remi in a few square feet. They will try to build smooth grounds so that their migratory tools can pass smoothly, build habitats for the exchange of tokens and habitats for recreation and play. All conducted so that the species achieves domination over all other existing species here, or possibly to wipe them out completely. We have always known that there is a part of them in us, and a part of us in them. We can see ourselves in their faces. We share a long family history, the society and its battles. Will we evolve to become more like them? Or will they evolve to become more like us?